So the San Francisco 49ers are obviously in the middle of a big transition with quarterback Trey Lance taking the helms of the franchise. But there's a big question mark in the organization over who's going to take over the number 2 wide receiver position on the team. Obviously, Deebo Samuel has a number 1 slot in the lockdown, especially if they ever get that contract situation ironed out. But there's a battle going on for who's going to be the secondary option at the wide receiver position for Lance. And I know, Mize, you have the story there. But before we hand it over to you, 49ers fans, comment below, what number 2 option do you want to see winning out that battle and being the number 2 guy for the 49ers this season? Comment below. Let us know what you think. Mize, what do you have out of San Francisco?
Yeah, Nick, I have a little story about young receiver Jauan Jennings. Jennings has been very impressive this minicamp, rolling into OTAs, and just in general in the offseason. He has surprised a lot of people, even so his own teammates. And over at Jose Sanchez at Fan Nation, there's a little story on here about Charvarius Ward saying that in practice, he lined up against Jennings, who he has lined up or seen before. And when he went up against him this offseason, he was very caught off guard, very surprised about that. He said Jennings had way more talent than he remembered. His route running was crisp. He was able to get leverage and get open, get by defenders. His separation was very good. And it's almost like a different player was out on the field. So Jennings is building from a strong end of last season and kind of building on that, carrying it in to this offseason and hopefully to week 1 of the season if he can win out that starting number 2 receiver slot. And I also think all of this has allowed him to build a solid relationship with Trey Lance as like a reliable target. But what do you think about Jennings' chances here?
Yeah, so I really like Jennings. I think obviously the guy that a lot of 49ers fans were expecting to take over this role pretty easily was Brandon Ayuk, who was their number 1 draft pick a couple years ago. Ayuk has kind of disappointed through his first 2 years in the NFL. I mean, as a first-round draft pick as a wide receiver, we see a lot of these guys come in and make impacts year 1, if not year 1, year 2. You know, you look at Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson over with the Minnesota Vikings. The list goes on and on and on. Guys who show up and make big impacts right away. And Ayuk, frankly, hasn't. I mean, if the fact of the matter is, even though he gets a lot more touches, Ayuk had 5 touchdowns last year. Jennings also had 5 scores last year. And Jennings was a 7th-round draft pick who had to fight to make his way on the roster. So I think Brandon Ayuk is kind of getting supplanted here by Jennings. And all reports out of the 49ers camp is that Jennings, like you said, is building a great relationship with Trey Lance, which is going to be absolutely critical down the stretch as Trey Lance is trying to develop and get into his groove and find guys he can trust. When it comes to Jennings as a player, I really love his size. The guy's 6'3", 212, 215. For a young quarterback in Lance that, you know, has maybe a little bit with accuracy and things like that as he tries to get the timing down, having a guy with size and strength can go a long way to making him feel more comfortable. A guy who has the ability to go up and make tough catches in traffic, especially in the red zone. So I really like what Jennings is showing out of San Francisco right now.
Yeah, and I think even more so, Lance might be confident in Jennings, but Coach Shanahan also has a lot of confidence in Jennings. And when asked about Jennings, he says, I'm extremely confident in Jauan. I think if anyone watched our games at the end of last year, nobody was able to cover him. He got open, he had aggressive hands, he got up the field, and he blocked very well. And this is the key point I want to bring up, Nick. Jennings has graded stellar as a run blocker. He has been excellent, 80-plus grade last year in multiple games where he almost graded out as in the 90s. So he's been an excellent run blocker, which I think helps his chances. If you know you have a guy out there that can help in a 49ers attack that does lean heavily on the run at times, having a great run blocking receiver out there really will boost your stock.
Well, not only boost his stock, but it'll give him more chances to score because a lot of the Shanahan's offense is built on, you know, kind of more complex schemed running plays and play action off of those. And the fact that you have a guy in Jennings who can come in and block well in the running game and kind of get defenses thinking it could be a running play will give him more opportunities in the passing game with play actions off of that. You look at Shanahan, he loves guys who can do both. George Kittle's a great receiver. He's one heck of a blocker. That's why he's a big impact in that offense. Heck, you look at Deebo Samuel. They love Deebo Samuel as a receiver, but they still want to give him the football in the running game. They run the ball with Deebo Samuel. So having a guy that can get involved in the running game as a blocker will really help, in Jennings' case, get more action on the field as a wide receiver in the passing game.
Hey, Nick, you want to get some awesome NFL merch like this? If you want the best, most high-quality NFL merch that you get, go check out Ultra Game NFL, one of the NFL's top sellers on Amazon. They sell the most premium NFL merch money can buy. So if you want to check them out, where can we find them, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Check them out in our description box below. We got all kinds of great affiliate links you can use that get you directly to Ultra Game NFL's store with all the greatest high quality merch for your team. Use these affiliate links. It's a big help to us for our channel at no extra cost to you. Check it out. Ultra Game NFL, the best gear you'll ever find.